Hi, my name is Sarah Stang, and I am the campus ministry director here at the Newman. I'm from North Dakota, and I'm really excited to be doing morning meditation this morning. I'm going to do, I'm going to read through Mark 1:40 through 45, which is the gospel reading for this upcoming Sunday, and I'm going to read it and do the Lexio Divina style, which is what I do with my peer ministers and for our Bible study for campus ministry. So for this style, we're going to read through the gospel 3 times. And after the first time, and you can write in the comments or think to yourselves. If you have a Bible in front of you, you could underline or highlight words or phrases that stand out to you. And then the second time after I read through it, again, you can put in the comments any questions that you have or like things that stand out to you in this gospel reading. Or again, write it off to the side, think about it yourself. I'll say some things that like stood out to me and what we talked about during our peer ministry meeting yesterday when we did this. And then the third time I read through it, afterwards, we can think to ourselves about how to apply this gospel to our lives, how it fits into maybe something that we're going through. All right, I'm going to read it for the first time, and we can say comments that stand out to us or words. So a leper came to Jesus and kneeling down, begged him and said, "If you wish, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand, touched him, and said to him, "I do will it. Be made clean." The leprosy left him immediately, and he was made clean. Then, warning him sternly, he dismissed him at once. He said to him, "See that you tell no one anything, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer for your cleansing what Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them." The man went away and began to publicize the whole matter. He spread the report abroad, so that it was impossible for Jesus to enter a town openly. He remained outside in deserted places, and people kept coming to him from everywhere. So in your head or in the comments section, you can put words or phrases that stood out to you as I read this gospel reading. And also you could write like why they stood out to you if you're comfortable with that too. 2 phrases that kind of stood out to me while reading it was "be made clean" and "what Moses prescribed." That really stood out to me. But yeah, just take a moment and think to yourself.
I will it. One person shared, "I will it."
I like that. Oh, "I will it." Someone said in the comments that stood out to them. So the next time, or like after I read it the second time, you can write in the comments questions, things that stood out, or like something that grabbed your attention that you want to comment on. And then I too will talk about things that we kind of talked about yesterday in my peer ministry meeting. So I'll read it a second time. Again, it's Mark 1, verses 40 through 45. A leper came to Jesus and kneeling down begged him and said, "If you wish, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand, touched him, and said to him, "I do will it, be made clean." The leprosy left him immediately, and he was made clean. Then, warning him sternly, he dismissed him at once. He said to him, "See that you tell no one anything, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer for your cleansing what Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them." The man went away and began to publicize the whole matter. He spread the report abroad, so that it was impossible for Jesus to enter a town openly. He remained outside in deserted places, and people kept coming to him from everywhere. So the first thing that we kind of talked about in our peer ministry meeting, one of my peer ministers pointed out, so the leper first said, like, "If you wish, you can make me clean," which he wasn't demanding of Jesus to, be clean or to be saved from this illness. It was just like, if God wanted it to be, it will be. And he did do it. So that was one thing. And I really like how in Mark's gospel, it really shows how much of a healer Jesus is. In the other gospels, it does too. Matthew, Luke, and John. But I think Mark shows more of like the healing powers and like a little bit less of the teachings, I guess. And the other gospels show him more of it, more as a teacher. And then, so the first reading on Sunday too is Leviticus 13 verses, I'm trying to think, I don't know,
Okay.
but it's in Leviticus.
1 through 2 and 44 through 46.
Okay, 1 through 2 and 4 through 46.
I put it up on the screen.
Okay, it's on the screen. But in Leviticus, it's kind of talking about the law of that Moses provided for the ritual purification of a leper. And so that's why in this Mark gospel, he's saying, like, go offer your cleansing of what Moses prescribed to the priest, because Jesus hoped that the priest would reinstate the cured man into the religious community. And it's more about like, oh, the priest did it instead of telling everyone that Jesus did it, kind of. Which, I don't know where I was going with that. But
so that's the answer to what you have to do.
The answer of how you have to be declared virtually clean to enter in the public worship space, because if you have various kinds of skin blemishes, you're not supposed to be, like, it was told that you're not supposed to be associated with others, especially in public worship. So if you have time, read Leviticus. Kind of explains that whole ritual purification. And there's only 2 instances in the Old Testament where God is shown to have cured a leper. And that was Numbers 12, verses 10 through 15, and 2 Kings. Yeah. Continue to put like comments or questions that me and Joan can try to answer to in the comments.
So what do you think about Jesus tells him, "Don't tell anyone anything," and he goes and publicizes it. Did you guys talk about that?
We did talk about that. I don't know if you heard Joan's question, but Joan asked if we kind of talked about in our meeting how the man was told not to tell anybody, but then he goes and publicizes everything that had just happened. We did kind of talk about that, and that was more of like in the third part a little bit. That like we kind of more talked about the evangelist kind of part of it and how quickly it spread. It's like kind of one starving person telling another starving person where to find bread, and everyone's gonna find out. And I think that something big like that, you don't want to hide it. I mean, I know that I can be a blabbermouth, but so like I would definitely tell. But if you're able to, help another person in need, definitely I can understand where the man's coming from that you would want to do that. But yeah, if there's not any questions right away, I'm going to go on to our third part, which I'm going to read it for the third and last time, and then we can kind of apply it to our lives. I don't know if you journal or whatever, but I do. So yeah, apply it to your life. You can, if you feel comfortable writing in the comments, you could do that too. But yeah, just really see how it like weighs on your heart after reading it for the third time. A leper came to Jesus and, kneeling down, begged him and said, "If you wish, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand, touched him, and said to him, "I do will it, be made clean." The leprosy left him immediately, and he was made clean. Then, warning him sternly, he dismissed him at once. He said to him, "See that you tell no one anything, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer for your cleansing what Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them." The man went away and began to publicize the whole matter. He spread the report abroad, so that it was impossible for Jesus to enter a town openly. He remained outside in deserted places, and people kept coming to him from everywhere. So for me, kind of applying it, like what I had just said beforehand, like it really struck me how powerful evangelization can be and how like quickly it can spread by word of mouth, social media these days. And it like really goes to show that like you never know who could be next to you like hurting the same way you are. So being able to open up and talking about it, especially in my job too as campus minister or campus ministry director, there are multiple students on campus that maybe not have heard of us or just like might really need someone right now. So you never want to pass up someone that walks by you and just kind of say hi or like who you are. So it's a good reminder for me. And I like talking to people, so just kind of reminding that. And I said that to my peer ministers too, because it is also important for them to meet other students on campus as well. Bring them into the Newman, whether it's to church, our Bible studies, just our events as well. another one of my peer ministers had said that what stood out to them and how they apply it is that when you're praying and asking for forgiveness or just something that you really want, but not to demand it necessarily, like how the leper did in this, but if it like comes a time where like it can happen for you, like it will, like God will make it. Kind of going off the gospel last week too. So that was another thing. And then lastly, like, trying to word it in my head, but my other peer minister had said that kind of being like humble, because when Jesus had said like tell no one anything, like don't tell him that I did it, like go to the priest and like have him clean you, you know, like making sure the purification had like finished, and like she kind of reminded like, oh, when I do a good deed, like I don't have to go publicize it everywhere. Jesus will reward you for something good that you've done in your life. Like you don't have to go tell a million people. That was another thing, a good reminder. So, but yeah, continue to think and reflect on this today. I normally do. But yeah, this was great to be a guest star on morning meditation. I really enjoyed talking, especially about this gospel reading. But yeah, so I can close in prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for letting us dive into your word today. I think it's powerful to be able to, share not only what you're feeling, but feelings with others, especially in this unique setting. Help us to be able to interpret, and if we do interpret it differently, like be able to communicate that. And I pray that everyone has a great day today. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Join us for morning meditation tomorrow.